What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid fade on my boys, so stay tuned. We started off by saturating the hair and combing everything into place, making sure everything's nice and neat. Now that we have a nice and neat canvas, we're gonna separate the top from the sides. Now we're moving on to our 3 guard all the way open, and we're going to debulk the sides, feeding the hair into the clipper using our comb. Now we're moving on to our 4 guard all the way open, and we're going to flick out as much as possible. This is going to help us build our silhouette. Now that we're done debulking the sides, we can move on to our Goat FX and create our first guideline. We're going to contour this guideline to his head shape so that the fade can flow better. This also gives a more unique fade to their head shape. You also want to keep in mind not to press too hard when creating the first guideline, because then it's going to be harder to take out. Now that we're done butting them out, we can move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You always want to make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Once we're done setting in this guideline, we're then going to close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow the Instagram. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We're also going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. Now that we're done softening up the line, we can move on to our half guard and erase the line completely. Make sure to use your corners and the lever to do so. Now that we're done with our lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that we're done softening it up, we're going to move on to our 1.5 guard, and we're going to use the lever and its corners to erase this line completely. Sometimes after using the 1.5 guard, there's still a faint line, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open would definitely help. Moving on to our 3 guard all the way open, we're going to flick out as much as possible and debulk the sides. We're also going to use our comb to feed the hair into the clipper. This is going to help us make it as neat as possible and keep our silhouette as consistent as possible. Now that we're done with our 3 guard, we can move on to our clipper over comb method. This is going to help us blend into the bulk without chopping too much hair. Now we're going to move on to our 4 guard all the way open and use the comb to feed the hair into the clipper while flicking out as much as possible. We don't want to destroy the silhouette, so we are flicking out, so pay attention to that. Now we're going back to our thinning shears and we're going to thin out the hair. As you can see, we're thinning it out at an angle which is slightly down. As you guys can see, the blend is now coming together. We just got to put a line on there and chop the top. Now that we're done with the fade, we can move on to our gold FX and line up the C-cup. I always start off at the bottom and work my way to the top arch using the corners of the blade. You also always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer. Man guys, tell me that fade ain't clean. Leave a comment down below. Now that we're done doing our C-cups, we can move on to the top. And we're going to use our shears to create our first guideline through the top of the capitis right through the middle. And then work our way to the sides. When we work our way to the sides, we're going to angle it at a certain angle that goes with this head shape. You also always want to make sure the hair is nice and saturated so you can get the hair's true length. If the hair starts drying up, don't be afraid to grab the water bottle and spray them again. As you guys can see here, now we're going to connect the top of the capitis to the sides right here, near the bulk area. doing your shear work, you want to stay as consistent as possible, so definitely take your time. Now that we're done with our shear work on top, we can move on to our Turkish razor and Derby Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. When using a razor, you always want to keep it at a 45-degree angle and stretch the skin as much as possible with your opposite hand. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to show some extra support, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow the Instagram. What's going on, guys? FadeitLuie here, bringing you guys a brand new video. We're gonna be doing a mid-fade on my boys, so stay tuned. We started off with our Goat FX, creating our first guideline, contouring to his head shape. Make sure not to press too hard with the trimmers because you could create a harsh line, which is gonna be harder for you to take out later. Now that we're done budding them out, we're gonna move on to our no guard all the way open and create our second guideline. You wanna make this guideline around 1 inch thick so you can spread the blend. Now that we're done setting in that guideline, we're gonna slightly close the lever midway and all the way close and attack that initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. This guard is going to get us ready for our half guard. Remember to use the lever and its corners to soften up this guideline. Now that we're done softening up the line with the 1 guard, we can move on to our half guard and use its levers and corners to erase the line completely. Now that we're done with the lower guards, we can move on to our 2 guard all the way open and create our 4th guideline. This guideline is going to help us blend into the bulk and also blend into the lower guards using our 1.5 guard. I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and leave the super thanks down below or follow the Instagram. Now that we're done using our 1.5 guard, we can move on to our 3 guard all the way open and debulk the parietal ridge. Now we're going to use our previous guard, the 2 guard all the way open, to connect into the 3. When there's a lot of hair and a lot of bulk, you want to make sure you use your comb to feed the hair into the clipper and flick out as much as possible. As you guys can see, I'm using my clipper over comb method to take out the dark spots that I see. Moving on to the back, we already created our first guideline and our second guideline, so we're going to make sure we close the lever midway and all the way close and attack our initial guideline. Now that we're done erasing our initial guideline, we can move on to our 1 guard all the way open and create our third guideline. We are right on top of the occipital bone, so you want to make sure you spend more time here and detail as much as possible. Remember, we're going to use this same guard and its lever to soften up this line and get ready for the half guard. As you guys can see, I'm switching over to my half guard and I'm using its corners and its lever to attack the line completely. Now that we're done with our lower guards, I'm moving on to my 2 guard all the way open and I'm creating my 4th guideline. I'm also using the comb to feed the hair into the clipper. Remember, we're using this guard to soften up this line and get ready for the 1.5 guard. Now that the line is soft enough, I'm moving on to my 1.5 guard and I'm using its corners and the lever to erase the line completely. Sometimes there's still a faint line after using your 1.5 guard, especially near the occipital bone, so switching over to your 1 guard all the way open and using its corners would definitely help. Now I'm using my clipper over comb method with my horizontal cuts to make sure this fade is as smooth as possible. Here I'm saturating the hair so everything lays down in place. When you saturate the hair, it makes it easier to pick up with the comb, especially when you're using clipper over comb. Remember that when using clipper over comb, your horizontal cuts are to debulk and your vertical cuts are to blend, and you always want to make sure you keep the comb at a certain angle. Now that we're done with our fades, we're gonna go ahead and separate the hairline from the top and go ahead and debulk it with the one guard all the way open. Once we're done debulking the hairline, we can move on to our go to effects and start off in the middle, working our way to the sides. You always want to make sure you go slow enough that the hair feeds into the teeth of the trimmer, because if not, then the hair is going to shift and you won't line them up properly. Now that we're done with this hairline, we're going to move on to our Turkish razor and Durable Premium blades and make them as crispy as possible. But before we do that, we're going to apply some shave gel so that the razor could glide better. When you're using the razor, you always want to keep it at a 45-degree angle and stretch your skin as much as possible with your opposite hand. This lowers the likelihood of you cutting someone, so be very careful. If you guys are enjoying the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, go ahead and leave a super thanks down below or follow the Instagram.